The Comet is a British Tier 7 medium tank. It is a further development of the Cromwell cruiser tank. This British tank saw service in World War II. A total of 1,186 vehicles were manufactured from September 1944 through to the late 1945. In World of Tanks, the Comet leads to the Centurion Mark I, but let's see how it fares in some gameplay. Hello guys and welcome back to World of Tanks Ace Tanker series. As you can see, today we'll be driving the Comet on the map Airfield, and driving the Comet for us is Mr. Urke. As you can see, he's, well, in a pretty nice matchup as he got 2 tier 8 game, but it's quite alright because you get only 6 tier 8s on the enemy team and the rest are tier 7 and tier 5, so we are going to see how Comet behaves in a, well, standard matchup, as we can say. Not the best matchup, not the worst matchup, but a standard matchup, and you can see the pros and cons of this tank, and we'll see what Urke can do on this map. So as you can see, he is taking a pretty nice position here on the E7. This position is good for any medium tank, but as you can see, also the heavy tanks and the medium tanks are going for this position, as you are usually going to, well, try and spot on the middle of the map or where the IS-3 is, so that's the position on G5. If the enemy tanks are trying to climb up, you're going to see them from here, and if they are going to push the valley on the line F, you are also going to see them and, well, snap them from this position. Also, if some of the enemies are capturing the base, you can see them from this position on the enemy base and maybe put some sneaky shots from this side. So, didn't talk much about the Comet. It's a tier 7 British medium tank. It's a, well, further development of the Cromwell, and it has basically similar gameplay to the Cromwell, although the Cromwell is pretty much faster, more mobile than the Comet. So you are going to be playing with the Comet a flanking role, and, well, try and do the flanking role as best as you can. Now you can see that the situation on this side is not developing that well for the friendly team. The 2 IS-3s are pushing from the downside, only a Panther has the shot on them, and as you can see, they are coming out and putting shots on the side of this sorry, it's a MX-50-100. And, well, Mr. Urke is in a good position, but the rest of the medium tanks and the heavy tanks that are with him up on the hill are really not in that good position, so you have to be really careful when you are taking this position. As soon as the enemies have the flanking shots on you, so if the enemies take the position where the IS-3s are now, you have to push back, and Mr. Urke is trying to do that here. He doesn't want to stick around and fight with the IS-3s in his Comet because he'll surely lose. The IS-3s have more damage per shell and he cannot really penetrate with the regular shells on the IS-3. So I didn't talk much about the gun. Let's just say it's a mediocre gun for tier 7 and you'll have trouble shooting at the tier 8s. You're not going to penetrate that easily. You only get 148, I believe, millimeters of penetration on the regular shells, so you have to be pretty sneaky with your shells. So the flanking role now makes more sense. You cannot penetrate a lot of those tanks from the front unless you are spamming gold. And this is what I was talking about, the flanking shots. Now you can see the reload is great. He was able to reload quickly there to finish off the T-29. Now he's trying to aim for this IS-3 and also on the tank destroyer, but unfortunately he doesn't aim really well here and he misses the shot on the tank destroyer. Now he pushes quickly forward, trying to find the shot on the, that's the new tank destroyer, the German Scorpion G, and he takes a shot from the IS-3. So you get 1150 health in the Comet. That's not a lot. When you get shot 3 times by the IS-3 and you get killed, you really have to be careful when you are going forward and taking shots from those enemies. Now, the good thing about the gun is that it reloads pretty fast. As you saw there, he was able to put 4 or 5 shots into Scorpion G and, well, push him that back to around 300 damage. But the situation on the map is pretty bad. The enemies have more tanks and they have better tanks, as you can see there. They have a couple of tier 8s, they have a couple of tier 7s, and the artillery is still alive. Now what Mr. Urke is doing here is pretty nice. He is spotting on the enemy tank. He switches the ammo to the premium ammo, trying to find the lower plate on the HTC, but he wasn't able to finish him off in time. Now he finds the artillery, puts one shot into the artillery, and he has to get back because this T-28 is too close now, and oh my god, the IS-3 appears just behind him, and he decides to go forward towards the not that dangerous target, that's the tank destroyer. Takes a shot at the tank destroyer, finishes him off, and the IS-3, it looks like, really doesn't want to fight with the Comet that is full HP. He would rather try and flank him, or I don't know where he is going, but Mr. Urke decides he needs to finish off that IS-3. Trying to find a shot on the IS-3, not really able there. Now there is only him and the artillery left against 5 of the enemy tanks, 3 of them being the artillery, and when you are driving your British tanks you have to be really careful. Now super sneaky move here by Mr. Urke. He really surprised that IS-3. I don't know if he was spotted, but the IS-3's reaction was pretty poor there, wasn't even turning the cupola at the right direction, and Mr. Urke was able to finish him off quite nicely there. So 2 versus 4, and one of them is a tier 8. Now he has enough HP to take one shot from the Scorpion G, but really you don't want to take shots in your Comet, and if the artillery is paying any attention, they are going to be looking at this position and they are going to be shooting at Mr. Urke. Now he finds a shot on the Scorpion G, and unfortunately the HE shell on the Comet is not enough to go through the shield of the German tank destroyer. And here is the artillery. One of the shells just whizzed by, second shell whizzed by. I believe there is only one artillery. Yes, there it is, the third artillery fired, and now he is pretty safe. He has some time until the artillery reloads. Trying to find a shot on the FE. FE is making them stay, going for the cap. 2 easy shots by Mr. Urke, and he immediately hugs the hill. He doesn't want to get shot by the artillery. So, as you saw there, they were 2 versus 5 and they were 3 versus 7, I believe. So they managed to pull back. Mr. Urke played really nicely here. He was spotting on 2 sides, trying to find the shots on the easy targets. He found the shots on the tank destroyer and the IS-3, and I believe that was the deciding moment at this game. But it's not all over yet. If the artillery plays this nicely, they can still win. As you can see, they are playing in a platoon. One of them, it's the GD Panther, has 2 kills, so they could send one artillery to spot for Mr. Urke, and the other one to shoot. But also Mr. Urke has the help of the M4043 in his team, so he is going to be spotting for his artillery. Now it looks like he is going to try and go for the cap, and they're not going to try and find the artillery. He has low HP. If the artillery just snapshots him, they could kill him. Even the smaller one can kill him, I believe, because the armor on the Comet is not that great. The only good armored thing on this tank is the cupola. The armor on the cupola is, I believe, 180. So you are going to bounce some shots, and the gun depression is also 12 degrees, so this tank is a ridgeline warrior and you should treat it like that. So just waiting for the artillery. If they are going to make their move, they have to do it now. Good thing for Mr. Urke is that the cap is not really that much open, so the artillery has to be really close when they come to fight him. Now I like what he is doing here. He is trying to destroy some things into the caps. If the artillery is shooting, they will shoot. Oh my god, here's the artillery. He is in a bad spot here. The 2 of them are aiming for him. Tries to put this building in front of him, and the artillery, both of the artillery fire there hit the houses, and he takes one out. He puts a couple of shells into the second one. 7 kills, that's a GG, and let's take a look at the post-game stats. As we can see here, Mr. Urke had a pretty nice game. He got a couple of medals like Bruiser, Duelist, Fire for Effect, a Pascucci's medal for killing all of the artillery, the 3 of them, Top Gun medal, and of course the Mastery badge Ace Tanker. On the team score sheet we can see that he finished first with 1281 experience, 7 kills and 79 damage. On the detailed report we can see that he fired 31 shots, of which 24 hit the target and 20 penetrated. As he was firing a couple of premium shells, he got a loss of 8000 credits with the standard account. Now to summarize what we saw in this gameplay, now we saw how you should use your Comet tank. Always try to relocate and fight the sides and the rear of the enemy tanks, and if you get into a trouble, you have to load premium to penetrate some of those heavily armored tanks like the IS-3s. The Comet doesn't have the best mobility among the tier 7 mediums, but it's good enough for you to find the sides and the rear of the opponents and put the gun to use with the high DPM that you get on the Comet. All in all, this was a really nice replay that demonstrates the tactics that you can use on your Comet when you are playing on the Airfield map, and also on any other map for that matter. As always guys, if you like the replay, leave a like. If you dislike it, you can leave a dislike. Leave a comment what you think about the replay and about the tank. If you're wondering what to watch next, you can watch the previous video. It will be linked in the top right corner. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you can do it now. I hope you guys like this one, and I'll see you in the next one.